Hey guys, so welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today I want to talk a little bit about gear. In 2025, with all this crazy technology, you've got mirrorless cameras like the Canon R5 Mark II, you've got Hasselblad with their like crazy expensive medium format cameras, you've got Sony making their cinema cameras. Do you really need that type of gear to make art and to make photography and videography, or can you still get away with something like a Canon 80D? Let's get into it. So a little backstory, I started my photography journey back in 2014 when I was in the 9th grade in high school, and I fell in love with it because our technology teacher at the time had a whole slew of Canon cameras. We had T3Is, we had 18 to 55 kit lenses, we had 55 to 250 kit lenses, and we had one 75 to 300. And I absolutely dove headfirst and fell in love with photography right off the bat. I started shooting sports at school, I started shooting for the yearbook, I did all kinds of stuff, and they were actually even so gracious to let me take that camera in the summers in between my years at high school, and I actually took it to Italy for a trip, and these are some of the photos that I captured in Italy with that T3i. Now that was back in 2018. We're now here in 2025, where, like I said, we've got like Sony cranking out like A7 Mark V, Canon with the R5 Mark II and the R6 Mark II. Do you really need those types of cameras, L lenses, like, you know, $3,000-$4,000 lenses, or can you still get away with things like a Canon 80D? You know, it's a DSLR, it's a crop sensor. I've got a couple of, you know, lower end, I guess, lenses. I've got a kit lens, I've got a nifty 50, and I have a Canon 70 to 300 Mark II. Can you still get art and make beautiful art with this type of gear in 2025? Absolutely, right? Like, all of my photos, except for the ones that I just showed you guys from Italy, have been shot on my Canon 80D, my Canon 18 to 135, which is the kit lens that my 80D came with, my Canon nifty 50, the EF 50mm 1.8, right? Classic. Everybody has to have a nifty 50 if you shoot Canon. And my 70 to 300 Mark II, which is honestly one of my favorite lenses. I know I've only got 3 of them, but this thing does a lot of work for me, especially when it comes to portraits, wildlife, sports, things like that. It is a variable aperture, so in sports like hockey and stuff like that, basketball, it does have its limitations, but for wildlife, this thing is unreal, especially on a crop sensor, because you get, instead of a 70 to 300, you get like a 112 to 480 or something like that. My math might be wrong. Don't quote me on that one. But either way, you do get more out of this lens on a crop sensor because it's a full frame lens. So that being said, I guess to answer the question that I posed in the start of this video, can you still make art in 2025 with basic, less expensive photography equipment? 100%. Now, do I sit and daydream about the Canon R5 Mark II all day long and the 24 to 70 2.8L or the 70 to 200 2.8L? Absolutely, 100%. My Henry's wish list is like a mile long, like 100%. But that doesn't mean that we still can't make beautiful art, photography, videography, with old equipment. I mean, even the 80D has a successor now, the 90D. And like I said, I've been shooting on this now since 2019, I think, maybe, somewhere around there. Or maybe early 2020. And this thing's still going strong. All of my stuff that I shoot is done on the 80D and these 3 lenses. My most expensive lens is my 70 to 300. And it was only $800 or $600. I don't remember. Either way, it was definitely less than $1,000. Nowhere near the price of like the 70 to 200 f2.8L. And it still has awesome quality, sharpness. You know, it's pretty fast. You can do it, guys. Right? We don't need to be spending thousands and thousands of dollars to get into this. I know it's so easy to get sucked into the rabbit hole on Instagram or on TikTok or whatever, people posting their cinema setups with their, you know, Sonys and their small rigs, or their Canon R5 Mark II and all their L lenses. Like, I do it constantly. I get sucked into that rabbit hole all the time. But it's important to remind yourself that art is what you make it. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to get into this. You can shoot with just your phone, guys. I'm actually shooting this video right now on my iPhone 15 Pro, and it's perfect. Lighting, a little bit of audio maybe, right? And you can do all kinds of things. A tripod. You don't need a lot to get into this. So get out there, shoot photos, shoot videos, make whatever you want to make with whatever you have, and I promise you, eventually, things will work out, right? That's all I have for you guys today. I'm going to leave it at that for now. I've got lots of ideas coming up in the future for videos. I want to talk more about gear. I want to talk about some of my past in photography and videography, some mistakes that I've made, like old mistakes, and even some new mistakes that I made even recently. Lots of videos coming up, guys, so please, if you would, subscribe, like this video, leave a comment down below. What do you shoot on? Do you shoot on an older DSLR? Do you have a brand new mirrorless camera? What are the differences? What is it worth upgrading? Let me know. I'm interested. See you guys soon.